There's a chance that... Okay. The cape broke. Okay, so we have the usual black foam and Velcro strap. I'm a bit worried. It was extremely loose in my opinion inside the box. But anyway, as usual, let's look for the base first. Okay, it's here. I actually have unboxed this before and recorded myself, but it was just so hard to assemble them because it was a kit, it was unpainted, a lot of stuff needs to be glued. Anyway, the sticker, this is not a recast, the sticker is at home. I left it there, didn't send it to the painter. So we have the base now, let's put it here. It's painted, very simple, it's nice. Let's get the small stuff first. Okay, we have Vision's left hand. We have the portrait. It's quite nice, though their green isn't the same. Hopefully that's fine. Oh, this is a surprise. It's for later. We have Mjolnir switch out for the right hand, and we have the torso. Actually, I instructed the painter to use plastic now because previously with the surfer, the foam patterns stick to the paint because it was quite wet, I think. So it had patterns now. Next is the big part of the base. Oh, it's still actually quite loose. How do you install this? So we have a peg here. Just need to find where that would go. Okay, what's this? Oh, it's another left hand. Oh, it's the right hand. And we have another left hand. Take up everything we need here. Go back to the first one. Okay, we have the legs here. It's actually quite nice. It's very vibrant, metallic green. I don't know what this is. Most likely part of the base. Oh, I think he added this. It says Avengers. Oh, we have Ultron's head, but he missed to paint the eyes. Hopefully we could get that painted here. Let's not include these two. It's gonna be for later. We have more, I think, Ultron parts based on the color. Okay, we have a very big Ultron here. This will most likely go to the front. You can already see the peg going in. It's painted okay, not the best. Now we have the cape. Okay. Now let's try and assemble him. I think this peg will connect the two rings together from the leg. Okay, easy enough. And then we install the torso. The cape is part of the support, which would, I think, be mounted here somewhere. Let's try and install the cape first to the body. There's a chance that... Okay. The cape broke. We're just gonna super glue that later. Okay. It broke because it was a little bit hard and I was forceful. Hopefully it doesn't affect it all that much. We'll just have it repaired locally. Anyway, moving forward, this one would go here. I think this is the second cape I broke because it was hard to install. Problem now is the thing here is also a bit hard to install. As you can see, it's floating, but I think we could just use the heat blower on that. Moving on, there seemed to be a small piece that I couldn't find. Can't find this. Let's try the portrait instead first. That should be easier. Oh, this does have light up features, but I'm not sure if that would still be working. Don't trust the magnet, but seems to be strong enough. I like the Ultron head, so let's use that. Okay, and last is Mjolnir. Actually, we still have these two small pieces that I don't know where they go. Might be easier to just remove this guy. Yeah, I think it's supposed to go here, but I'm not so sure. It's a bit too shallow. Can't find a place for this one. Let's see. What else? We still have two pieces that I didn't figure out where they go. I'm gonna figure out that later. The switch outs, and let's move on to the other box. Okay, this statue does have a torso switch out. It actually has a lot of switch outs, and I thought it would be put to waste if we're gonna put the switch out back in the box, because this doesn't come with the torso stand. So I made a, what do you call this, a second leg for this guy, and obviously in base. So I'm a bit nervous on how those turned out. Hopefully it's fine. I think they glued everything since it's in this box. Okay, so we have the cape. I think it's safe. I think this was protected really well by the box. As you can see, it's white. It's because when this was with the painter, I think the Wanda and Vision series came up and we were introduced to the white version of Vision. So I had this painted white. It's actually pearl white. Oh, there's already a crack here, so it's not that safe, but at least it's at the back. It has a lot of bud stuff in it as well. More on that later. Hopefully that's the worst. Okay, we have Vision. Oh, I think they fixed him to the legs. That's why it came in one piece now. Oh, it's really nice. I think I'm more a fan of the white version now than the green one. Okay, so it's mostly white. Dirty white here with some silver highlights. Last item is the base. It's not the prettiest unboxing, guys, since everything is custom. It's not by the factory anymore. Okay, so we have a simple museum type base. It's very, very similar to the white Magneto that we have. He did give me a lot of instruction, and he did say it's gonna be hard to install. It says to put here and to spin it around. I think that's about it. And he is gonna fall, so we need the cape to support him. It's very similar to the white Magneto because the cape was also part of the support on that. Again, I think the cape warped and it's not going in properly, but I think should be enough to hold the statue in place. And moving on, we have the remaining hand switch outs. If I recall, I think I converted some of them. Okay, and portrait. That's why it's loose. Anyway, we have completely assembled the two visions. Okay, so let's start with the dimensions for the statues. The Vision to my right stands a little shy of 22.5 inches tall. The width is a little over 13 inches wide and the depth is around 22 inches deep. While the white Vision to my left is 20 inches tall and 11 inches wide and deep. So I bought this statue as a kit. I tried to make a video when I unboxed this one. Unfortunately, it was very hard to assemble and I was afraid of risking something breaking. So I stopped recording and put everything back in the box and just ship it to the painter. It took a long time for it to finish because they had to do the legs, cape, and of course the base. For this one, everything was manually sculpted or traditionally sculpted. So let's talk about the concept. I bought this statue because of its concept, which is Vision fighting some Ultron sentries. He's actually holding one right here and the body on the base. I'm not really sure what this battery thing is at the back, but it kind of looks like an arc reactor. Vision is actually kind of like facing from the reactor. If you look at the back at his cape, you could see it still at the other side. So the base is very similar to my Avengers vs Ultron collection, hence why I pre-ordered it. And finally, we have Vision, who looks very victorious, holding on Ultron head and Mjolnir on the other arm. Originally, the statue comes with two portraits, two torsos. The hands are specific to the torso. I already forgot which is which, but I never intended to use this other torso for the statue, and that's why I had the idea of just converting it to a regular museum type statue. And before I forget, the statue does have light-up features, but I think mines are already broken for both of them. So the White Vision's concept is just a simple museum statue, very similar actually to my XM White Magneto, since it was done by the same guy. The cape is part of the support which holds the statue. If not, it will fall automatically. Not sure yet how stable this is, haven't been struck with a strong earthquake for a while yet. So I opted to go for the White Vision just to be unique, since I just finished watching the series Wonder Vision back when this was getting painted. It surely is unique, and I'm glad nothing is put back in the box besides the two switch out hands right here. Moving on to the sculpt, anatomy for both seems fine to me. It's not fully textured, just a good blend, but it's definitely less textured than usual, more like a sideshow sculpt than a XM sculpt. There are a lot of details on the base of this statue which looks really good. Great overall statue even before the mod that I did. This statue is actually quite expensive now. I've seen them go for like $2,600 to $3,000 US for the painted version. As for the white version to my left, the legs were actually just modeled from the original legs but without the textures, which was understandable in my opinion and of course acceptable. Cape is not the best for sure, but it's hardly noticeable anyway. Its hand is sculpted, so I didn't expect much to begin with. All the mods you see are actually hand sculpted, so I did not expect much to begin with. However, this Avengers logo on the front is 3D printed. I didn't know he did this, but it's a great addition. I can choose not to display this, it's just attached by magnet. Lastly is the paint. I love the colors that were used because I chose them, but I'm not that much of a fan of the application or the finish for both statues. 100% the Chinese factories does it better. Also, there were some artist decision which I am not a fan of, like this shoelace kind of thing. Not really sure what this is, but I'm sure it's used for crafting stuff. Not a fan of it being added, though it kind of matches. Not a fan because I hate mixed media. It does look like wires, to be honest. I see some rough areas all over the statue, which is also disappointing. Also, my painter attached the wrong Ultron part to the other. This thing here on his arm was originally attached here to his head, but something like that, but you know, it's supposed to be here, so they are both now detachable. I'm still gonna figure out how to fix this because they are painted differently, so they do not match. Maybe I need to send these two small parts back to him so it could be painted chrome, kind of like this. As for the White Vision, it could have benefited from scribing, so the lines are much deeper, and some of the lines doesn't have silver linings actually, which is too bad. And I see a lot of bubbles and stuff which annoys me for both statues. Not sure if I can still get this fixed here locally. And before I forget, the gem on the forehead was switched to blue to match the Vision in the TV series. Anyway, with all that said, I'd rate the sculpt of the original statue and concept a 9, but the paint is more like a 7 to me. Still good, but a lot of stuff that's bothering me. Overall, I think I'd rank the statue a 7. I bet the painted version turned out pretty good. This is just not the cleanest of paint jobs in my opinion. Engineering is also a bit tricky, could damage something just by assembling it, and does require heat blower to position the cape at the back properly. And the cape looks like this now since I broke it during assembly. We'll most likely get this fixed and other stuff I'm concerned of in the future. picture, the seams on the torso for the green version is also quite visible. The white version doesn't have the seam anymore because it's fixed together. Anyway, thanks for watching till then. This is Carl and see you in the next one.